house. PK, what's up, man?
What's up?
We're getting ready to do our. We're a little late, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. But sometimes this stuff want to do what it want to do, and don't want to do what we want to do. But intelligence has prevailed, and we've got this thing under control, I think. So we'll go ahead and go right into our video. We know it's Wildcard weekend, and we got a few games coming up. Two games today, 2 games tomorrow. 3 games today, 2 games tomorrow. 2 games today, games tomorrow, and 1 game on Monday. And so we'll talk about that. But first, I want to hit on that college football playoff game. Wasn't much of a game. TK and I both thought Georgia was going to prevail, and they did a little more than prevail. I think they tried to make a statement. Got work with said, hey, looked like Georgia could have scored 100. I said, yeah, if they didn't pull Bennett out with 13 minutes to go, they probably could have scored 2-3 more touchdowns if they wanted to. And it didn't look like nothing that TCU could do to stop that. So what you got to add to that, man? I know it ain't really much to say about that. It was a complete whitewash.
Nothing about the game. But in more interesting news, I know you saw David Pollock's remark in front of Nick Saban. So, yeah.
About being the new standard? Something like that?
Something like that. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's all right, David. That's fine. We'll take that. We'll take that. Y'all got. Hey, man, can't argue with that, man. When you bringing home the prize, you got to eat what other folks say. You got to eat that. So right now they standing on the thing right now. So I can't even front. Can't front.
I would love for Nick Saban to not see it that way and instead take it as a slight and let's get spicy.
Oh, well, I mean, I think in his own little world, he'll probably like, okay, because that's just David Pollock saying it. Kirby would never say that.
No.
That would never get said by Kirby. Kirby would think that would be like, what do you call that? What do you call that when you blasphemous to say something like that? But David Pollock, he a Georgia grad, so I remember when he played for Georgia. I remember all. And I said, okay, dude. Okay, all right. But hey, man,
listen.
Winners go to spoils, man. Winners go to spoils.
I would like for that to get real spicy, man.
Of course.
And Nick Saban to channel his inner Michael Jordan. Because that's quite the ammo.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Nick gonna do what Nick do. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens next year. Like I said, they are, and I'll add to that. What do you think y'all learn how to do that? That'll always be my comeback. Where y'all think y'all know how to do all that? So anyway, Georgia wins 65-7. Hard to believe that game was a 10-7 game at one point. And then they scored 55 straight? Well, 55-0. I mean, who does that? Have you ever heard of a 55-0 run? That's just crazy, man. Crazy. But it goes to show you, we're gonna go on to our pick'ems. I know you're not a big Colin Cowherd fan, but sometimes he has the facts to back up what he be saying. He went down the last 6-7 years of recruiting ranks. I think the highest TCU have been, and that whole thing was 26. The lowest Georgia had been, I think, was 6 or 7. They was 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3 for 6 years, and we stacked that much talent for 6, 7, 8 years. It's hard to, the transfer portal can alleviate some of that, but not that many years of so it's just kind of, I don't know what Michigan was doing, but Michigan is just, because they're supposed to be on that level too. But not last Saturday. So, but yeah, Georgia wins. SEC is dominant again, and they won back to back. Stetson Bennett, most valuable player. Hats off, Georgia. Let's see if you can run it back. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Three-peat.
Yeah.
What?
You want spicy? I'm just saying that we're just gonna see what we do, man. You want spicy? You want fireworks and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I like the I like to add little paprika, little
paprika,
habanero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, add a little injury to insult. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, man. Like I said, it ain't like Nick forgot how to coach or forgot how to put a program together. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Georgia losing a lot of people. They're losing Stetson. They losing my man Carter too. He declared I'm getting the heck out of here. So yeah, the cupboard still got some groceries on it though. So it's fine. It's fine. But we'll see what happens next year. But let's move. Let's go on. Turn the page. Turn the page. And so we get to our wildcard weekend games, and so got a good slate of games to pick from. So right off the bat here on our Saturday game, we got Seattle at San Francisco. So now Pete Carroll has gone out of his way to make the San Francisco 49ers seem like the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, he's kidding. He's bowing down. He's doing can I get you a drink, sir? Can I get you? He's doing all that stuff. He's doing all that stuff, man. And I'm, man, Kyle Shanahan's he's the best play caller ever. Okay, Pete. We know you know what you're doing, Pete. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing here? But San Francisco is a prohibitive favorite. I think they're like 8-point favorites. They're playing in a quagmire. It's raining.
It is like a rainy type day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Because they were showing before the game, they had the things out on the field. You could see in that field. I don't know if it's anything like Candlestick used to be, but it was a quagmire even on a dry day. It's just because the sea level and stuff. It's just kind of how it is, I don't know who that favors. I know San Francisco got all the advantages. They're better defensively, better offensively. Jury's out which quarterback is better. Geno's had the better season. Geno's had a Pro Bowl season. I mean, I think I'm pulling for the upset. I know everybody got San Francisco the best thing going. Kyle Shanahan is the master play caller. He'll run like 6, 7, 8 plays with 5 different formations, but run the same play. He's the only one I know that can do that stuff. And but Pete Carroll, a wily old coach, man, he kind of knows a little something. So I think Seattle gonna pull the upset. I think the weather's gonna make it kind of a slobber knocker kind of game, and it's gonna kind of be a game where it's gonna be the ball's gonna be like a wet pig, and it's gonna be not gonna be able to be held on to. And I think that makes for wacky endings and wacky game situations. And so I'll go with the slightly more experienced quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, even though I know that might sound foolish to folks. But somebody's going to be an upset somewhere because the chalk never wins all the games. So I'm going to pick that one as the upset. So I got Seattle. I know you got that plan.
Yeah. I think I will pick an upset, but it won't be.
Not going to be this one.
However, I do think, the elements matter in terms of the tenor of the game. So I could definitely see this being like, a little bit lower scoring than if the conditions were different. Wacky player too. Just I can definitely see it that way. And not to mention, because it matters, you got to see what Brock Purdy has under the lights. Now, so far, so good. But
yeah,
these lights are different.
he's doing his thing, man.
Yeah, he definitely is. But these lights are different, and it's a fortunate thing for him. Debo's back. 49ers on both sides are relatively healthy for the most part. So he's got plenty of support.
Yeah.
But if Geno can manage the game well and stay turnover free for the most part, I do give them a shot. But just a roundabout way of saying I got San Fran, but maybe just by a field goal. Maybe they just edge it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say they'll run away with it. So
no,
I expect a pretty good game.
If it was good, if it was prime conditions, I just gonna win by a couple of touchdowns. But I think the mugginess of the field, because that's actually plays in the Seattle's hands, because they play with kind of stuff all the time. It rains in Seattle all the time. They used to that kind of stuff. So
that's a good point.
But I think the main thing with Seattle to give them a chance to win, Geno gonna have some pass protection. Okay, because both are coming. Fred Warner coming. They coming. Okay, them guys coming. And if he can get pass protection, where he can find Metcalf, or he can find Tyler Lockett, and maybe some Kenneth Walker out the backfield or whatever. Get some time where he can study the field and whatnot. If they're on him as soon as he snapped the football, I've seen that Geno before. It's not pretty. I've seen that Geno, but I'm thinking Seattle a fighter's chances. I'm actually gonna pick them. So I'm pulling the upset on that one. I got Seattle. All right, you got San Fran. I'm fixing to mark this down so we'll know. Oh, and by the way, Tiki last week. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. We both you went 11-5. I went 10-6.
Just
so I kind of should have mentioned that at the opening, but whatever, man. Pride's a prideful thing, man. I was like, that government, he got me. He snuck one on me. It was that Rams Seattle game that got me because I picked one, you picked. But most of the time we picked the same teams. That's the only one we kind of went on, and that was the difference, So. So we splitting on this one. I'm going Seattle. I went Rams that game. I'm going Seattle this time. I learned my lesson, but not against the 49ers probably, but we'll see. But I got the Seahawks on that one. Then tonight, man, it's gonna be a spicy one right here because you got the LA Chargers traveling to Duval to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Their first playoff appearance. Actually, it's Justin Herbert's first playoff appearance. The Chargers are kind of coming into the game under some scrutiny because, the dude kind of played all his players with nothing to gain and got a guy hurt.
They say don't do that.
Yeah, and this from a guy that don't play nobody in the preseason, but you gonna play a game where you couldn't gain nothing. You're gonna be fifth seed regardless, and going in the fourth quarter, you still got Justin in the game. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? And fooling around, and Mike Williams got hurt, and we thought maybe it had been game time decision, and they decided that he's got some broken, fractured things in his back, and he's going to be a no-go. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. So in order for him to play again, they got to win a couple of games. Okay? So Chargers kind of had this thing where, if they don't win a playoff game, a lot of people are calling for dude to lose his gig. So I don't know if that plays into the game or not. Because them players seem to like that guy. They seem to like that he goes for it on fourth down because that shows them that he has confidence in them. But to the football theorists, they say, yeah, you can't go for 4th and 7 on your own 35-yard line. You just can't do it. But he's like, oh, what the heck? Let's just roll with it. So I'm gonna be honest, man. I got Duval winning this one, man, because I just think the Jaguars are playing some good football right now. Trevor Lawrence is playing how Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be playing when he came out of Clemson. He's got a good coach that knows how to groom quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl for. Got a good offensive line, headed by Brandon Schreff, who they got from the Washington Commanders. Got good receivers, Zay Jones, and Ingram. He's really a glorified wide receiver. He's a tight end. What's my man's name? The running back from Clemson. It was Etienne, Travis Etienne. I got Jacksonville, man. They at home. They feeling it. They feeling themselves. They confident. I got Jacksonville, man.
So I'm definitely going LA. So which one of us has the upset technically?
Has the upset.
Think about it, man. I'm going LA for sure. So which one of us has the upset? Because I'm technically picking the away.
Kind of a pick'em. This is kind of a pick'em game, T.
All right. No. I just wanted to know if me picking the road team qualifies as an upset for this.
Well, not really. I think that if all things was equal, they had Mike Williams. I'm saying the Chargers win that game. But not having Mike Williams, I understand they got other guys. They got the tight end. God, I can't say. Is it Austin? No, Gerald. It's everybody got him. They got a couple of other receivers that they got. They're not Mike Williams, but and Justin can spread it around. But I just think that's Jacksonville coming in with all they clips, all they horses. They playing at home. I don't know. It's an upset if you took the road team. The road team got a better record than them because I think they're 10-7, whereas they're 9-8. So.
Man, shout out to Brandon Staley for messing up football fans' weekend with that mess last week. Listen, man, I gotta go with Herbert because I gotta see Chiefs and Chargers next weekend. So I need that. So it's gonna be a good class for the young quarterbacks, Herbert and Trevor. Going at it. I like that. I do like what obviously we spoke on it last week. I do like what Jacksonville's doing. And shout out to them for taking the division when the Titans didn't want it. So now they're here.
Yeah, they got that by default, man. That's that get crazy with that. They won it on a freaking fumble return. Yeah, that's like they win that without that. Let's not get crazy here.
Okay, so
Tennessee played a great game. They could have easily won that game. I was surprised by that.
This season's over.
I was surprised by how well they played. But
I like the Jags, man. I like them, but I got some bias in this one, man. I'm looking at heads. I need the Chargers to cover this and get it done. Give us a nice clash. Keenan Allen is one of the best receivers in
one of the best route runners in the game.
So still having him is a big deal. Losing Mike is a big deal. I don't know. I know there's conjecture about whatever. Fire this guy, bring Sean Payton in. Hopefully, the front office doesn't carry that type of cowardice. You want Sean Payton and just fire the guy regardless of what happens. At the end of the day, but I got them winning, man. I want to see them in Kansas City next weekend, so that's where I'm at.
Okay, all right. So you got Chargers. I got Jags. We split again. So all right. So all right now. So those are the games on Saturday, right? That's all the Saturday games, right? So Sunday First game we got is Minnesota at the New York Football Giants at Minnesota. Let's get it right. Okay. Now, look, man. I'm gonna get accused here in a minute of picking all underdog, and I really didn't look like that I was doing that. Because I really don't think Jacksonville is an underdog because they played at home, and I think the teams are so evenly matched, and they played during the season. And Jacksonville went down to Los Angeles and whooped them by 28. And that's before Jacksonville was actually playing well, you know. But so we got this game, the Giants and the Minnesota Vikings, and I wanna put my arms around the Minnesota Vikings, but they keep doing stuff, and I just think the Giants, even though I don't think they're nowhere near as talented as the Vikings. The Vikings probably top to bottom skill position player, quarterback, the receiver, defense, probably match up with some of the better teams or the best teams in the NFL. They went toe to toe with Buffalo and won that game. Okay, ain't a lot of teams that go up to Buffalo and beat them. Okay, they did that. All right, but you hear a transition coming here, but I just think that the Giants are better coached. They played them earlier this season, about two weeks ago. If it wasn't for a 79-yard field goal by Greg Joseph, Giants would have won that game. It was 61, but it may as well have been 79.
Hey, was that game in New York or Minnesota?
I think it was in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
They were back in Minnesota. That's
interesting. I got the Giants upsetting them, man. Even though conventional football tells you they can't, because they got Saquon Barkley and what? That's about it. They got James. He's all right. And I mean, what's the receiver's name? James, is it Gordy James? Something like that? Something like that? Huh?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the guy, one of the guys, and they, like I said, you got Saquon and Daniel Jones, and on defense you got Kayvon Thibodeau. He's gonna make things a little difficult. He's gonna be in on Kirk Cousins on the, okay, because that's the way you beat Minnesota. You get pressure on Kirk Cousins, make him speed him up, heat him up, and he'll throw it to you. If you heat him up, he'll throw it to you. If you give him a clean pocket, man, he'll find Justin all day, find KJ all day. He'll find Thielen all day. Okay, if you give him time. So I look for Thibodeau, Leonard. I look for all of those guys to get in and get some pass rush. I got the Giants, man, in a low scoring game, like 24 to 19 or something like that.
I'm definitely going the other way. I got Minnesota.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, too much talent, man. I actually think they could score more than 24 points in this game. To your point, they did just play not too long ago in that same building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with Minnesota, man.
All right, you go with Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess the question becomes like, if Minnesota starts running it up, man, can the Giants keep up? I'm not sure that's how they win games.
Well, that's a good thought, because we know the Giants are sort of, I guess you can call them, offensively challenged just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won 27-24. Yeah, it was at I can't think of the name of that field, but yeah, they played at Minnesota. I went back and checked the game. They played at Minnesota, so yeah, they're going back to.
Yeah, man. So you think about it, man. I mean, they got here off of their grit. total buy-in for their first year coach. Salute to the Giants, man. But now you're on the big stage, and this. Granted, we know Cousins can put a stinker up.
If you heat him up, yeah.
But if he is gonna give us one this postseason, it may be next week. So for this week, I'll give Minnesota to win at home.
Okay. I'm not mad at that pick because that's actually conventional wisdom says Minnesota to win that. Like I said, skill position players. That they got probably the best three receivers in the NFL. We're talking about Jefferson, Thielen, and Osborne. Osborne's a good player too. That he kind of gets lost in the shuffle there. Yeah, he's one of the better slot receivers in the league. He's good too. And then in backfield, you got Cook and Madison, probably one of the two best 1-2 running back punches in the NFL too. So I mean, they got talent. Now, it's not a matter of do they have talent or not. It's just a matter of if you heat Kurt up just a little bit. Sometimes Kurt will give you a couple. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all the brother's saying. All I'm saying. So you got Minnesota. I got the Giants. We splitting on all three of these games. So I'm feeling we're gonna be on in simpatico on the rest of these games. All right. So that's the first game. All right. Then we've got I missed the 12 o'clock game. Okay, I think a 12 o'clock game. I missed that game on tomorrow. I went right to the 3 o'clock game. Right, just looking at the sheet here. But got to go with the Minnesota, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Miami going up to Buffalo. They're going with Sir Thompson playing the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm, playing at home. I don't think this was particularly close. I got Buffalo, and they're gonna lap these boys, man. It's gonna be real ugly. It's gonna be ugly. I got Buffalo.
Yeah, man. This is the one that might get a little spooky. We got to see Skyler under center last 2 weeks, I believe, and he's just a guy that's been thrust into a tough position that he's not ready for or not equipped.
No, he's not.
Yeah. He hasn't been able to move the ball in 2 games.
No.
I don't think the recipe for figuring that out is going to Buffalo in the playoffs. So,
no.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, because that offense was looking pretty prolific in the beginning of the season. And, it sucks, man, for them. But there's no way I can see them even keeping this relatively close.
Something's not right, man. Hold on. Okay. I was tripping. Man. I was tripping. Okay. I thought I was in one of those glitches, man. I was like, man, I'm in an alternate universe, man, because I was looking at the team. I said, wait a minute, that's Jacksonville and the Chargers playing. They're not supposed to be playing until tonight. But I watched the NFL Network, man. They replayed the game from earlier in the season. So I was tripping, man. I'm like, man, I thought that game was tonight, man. What are they doing playing now? Okay. All right, man. I'm sorry, man. I spazzed out there for a second, man. I thought I was somewhere else for a minute. I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, but yeah, so we both agree with Buffalo. That's one of them games. Like you said, that team's ready made. receivers, decent offensive line, good running backs, defense is good. You know, it's a shame Tua went down. You got this guy who's not ready. Like God, what's the guy's name? He's on the kickoff show on ESPN. He was basically saying Matt Hasselbeck. He was saying that guy's probably supposed to be on somebody's practice squad. But he's having to play because they got nobody else. Teddy broke his finger, and so what we gonna do, right? So he got to go in there and try to handle his business, but that's the wrong business to be trying to handle. Up in Buffalo, how they playing right now, and they can smell it right now too. This thing is, could be theirs. They can see they got their ticket for Atlanta right now. So
yeah, we'll get to that.
Well, that's what they decided, man. That's what they decided.
No.
I know we both thought it should be outside because they're both outside teams. Yeah.
Well, they're going to have an interesting matchup next week. So,
yeah. But let's not put the cart in front of the horse. Them teams got to get there first. So, we both got Buffalo, and then the nightcap's gonna kind of be the same thing. It's a conversation. You got Baltimore traveling to Paycor Field to play the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going with Tyler Huntley as Lamar Jackson. Still dealing with that PCL.
Is Huntley the guy for sure? Huntley's going to play?
Huh?
Is Huntley the guy for sure? He's going to play?
I think I heard that on yesterday that his hand was looking better, and and I don't know what the other guy, what's his name, Rob Brown or something like that.
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown. Okay.
He's
Anthony.
He's an undrafted rookie.
Yeah, Anthony Brown. Okay, we got an Anthony. Cowboys got an Anthony Brown. It's cornerback on the injured reserve right now. But yeah, man, may as well be the same dude. It ain't gonna be no difference. Yeah, then of course Lamar. It's speculative about all of that stuff, and a lot of people are not blaming. If Lamar's healthy to play, I wouldn't play either because that guy's just messing with my money. So whatever it is, I think he's not completely healthy. If I wasn't 100% in win, heck, I'd be out there giving them nothing. If I wouldn't, if you guys ain't, I ain't got no contract. What if I got hurt?
Yeah, this is a sore subject for me. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. You don't want to risk your body. I understand completely. That's the trick of the trade, the luck of the draw, the nature of the business. It goes both ways. You don't pay, I may not play. And that's just what it is. So as far as that goes. But as far as the game, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either, because I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah.
But man, I think with Huntley, it becomes more interesting if this game is in Baltimore.
He got some regular season reps. He got reps.
So the fact that if it's Huntley, it's like, well, you kind of want to feel like he's capable of putting a drive or two together that ends in a touchdown.
Yes.
And if so, this game could be closer than expected because that defense is so nasty and they're going to play so hard tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
With the understanding, man, that, it could be a new guy on the center next fall. So,
yeah. Very possible. Very possible.
And, there might be some cap casualties on that defense. Marcus Peters, Calais Campbell, guys like that. So, it's like I expect them to, leave it all out there tomorrow. So I just feel like if Tyler Huntley could manage to manage the game and put, at least two drives together that end in touchdowns, then maybe this can be a little closer and in the fourth quarter, it's a game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but there's my transition. But I got Cincinnati, man.
I got Tennessee.
Yeah.
Hey, look here, man. Look, I know. Notwithstanding the whole Lamar situation and stuff like that, and how that's been handled, that's definitely a black eye or whatever you want to call egg on their face for the Baltimore Ravens. But the Baltimore Ravens, other than that, have always to me been one of the first class organizations in terms of how they prepare their players, how they, it's like the players are like an organism. It's like, okay, I take this, put this piece on there, and they all seem to work. Where at other teams, if a guy goes down, and the guy that replaces them is 3 or 4 levels below him, they suffer. Baltimore Ravens seem to like, okay, play like a Raven. Now, having said that, there was some bulletin board material that was now it wasn't directed at Baltimore, but that's who they playing this week. Okay.
Yeah, I know the coin flip and all of that.
No. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon hauled off and said they the big dogs of the AFC.
Oh yeah, well I heard that, but I definitely had him directing that at KC. But
Yeah. But see, if I'm Baltimore, you can't see KC until you get past us. How you gonna speed bump us?
Oh, I mean, them and Buffalo can feel that way. So yeah, I mean that's definitely Joe Mixon. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, you do know that's the Ravens. Now you can't go by what they put on the field. They play to a standard. They
Well,
always do.
I would say to Joe Mixon, the best part of them right now is their defense, and that's who you have to play. You're not playing the offense; you're playing the defense.
Right.
Well, yeah, good luck with
Good
that.
luck with that. I said the same thing. I said, okay, all right, man. I wouldn't be playing with them dudes, man. Them dudes got a lot of pride, man.
Well, I would even go further than that. I don't even think it's just pride. I mean, since the Roquan Smith edition, they're, basically top 3 in almost every defensive category.
Mm-hmm.
They're there. They're healthy.
Yeah.
On that side of the ball. So they're gonna keep that game, to me, for the most part. If they can just keep that game manageable all the way up into the fourth, just get themselves. I think their defense definitely do their part to try and give the offense a chance, man. So
and there's a pathway for Baltimore to win this game because we both know that offensive line of Cincinnati's can be sweet. It can be sweet.
It can.
Yeah. It can very easily be sweet.
They definitely over time, over the season, they definitely found a formula that works. I'll give them that. But we do know they can be susceptible, and this is one of the better defenses in the league. So
and that ain't even got Lyle Collins. Lyle Collins is out for the season. I'm like, he wasn't playing that well, and the next guy wasn't good as him. That's behind him wasn't good as him.
This screams like a 2017 type game. Maybe it's a 2017 either way. It break really well for Baltimore, But I'm just gonna stay on the safe side with it and go Cincy, man. It's unfortunate. I probably lean the other way if Lamar's healthy and playing, but I'm going Cincy, man.
Okay, I got Cincy too, but I'm like, dude, don't play with them. Don't play with them. Them Ravens are to be respected. Do not play with them. Do not. Oh yeah, Cincinnati. Oh yeah, Kansas City and Buffalo. Yeah, we dude. You better take care of what's in front of you and stop worrying about what's down the road.
And don't play with Lamar Jackson, Eric DeCosta. Don't play with that guy, man.
Who's that?
Eric DeCosta. I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah.
They
They
were
playing around too. Yeah, they're playing
paying to
around.
let them go get paid.
Yeah, but
That's where
we
they
both
should.
got Cincy, and we both got messages to the front office of Baltimore. Stop effing around. That's the message. Stop effing around. All right. Then we got a game on Monday night. I think that's it, right? Monday night.
Yeah, it's the last one.
That's the last one. All
Your
right.
favorite part.
Save the best for last. I'm sure Jerry wanted this to be like that. All the other hay in the barn, ain't nobody out there but us. He likes that. Hey, everybody else done played. All eyeballs gonna be on us. He would have it no other way. Okay. This is gonna be an interesting game, dude. The Dallas Cowboys traveling to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 8-9 and 4-5 at home. But that dude knows how to play playoff games. Got 35 of them things. Do you know how many teams ain't got 35 playoff wins? Look, man, Cowboys got their work cut out for them, but they cut the work for them to be cut this way, if you let me say it like that. Because they put a stinker on last week, and so it put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Like, dang, that's how they're going to play. And forget how they played against, Minnesota, and how they played against, some of these other teams, So it's gonna be this is gonna be difficult, man. Because I think Tampa Bay got a formula on how they want to play and how they want to attack the Cowboys. They even mentioned as much. The Cowboys kind of play a vanilla offense and a vanilla defense. It's pretty much what they're getting. They're not gonna give you nothing exotic, and they're not gonna give you nothing you didn't practice or prepare for or study for. They're giving you the answers for the test. Doesn't matter, can you answer them? Okay. Whereas the Bucks are gonna have a bunch of things. It's not like it's gonna be you know I gotta roll with my Cowboys, but this game gonna be very difficult. The good thing is we are healthy as we've been at any point of the season. Got Vander Esch is back. Um, Biotish is back to center. We run the ball now. He's missing last week because he's couldn't do diddly squat running last week. And Jonathan Hankins, that's our run stuffer. Then he can do what he do, and then Van Der Esch can clean up the ball carriers. And so that he's very important to our defensive front. We still got the issue with CB number 2 because we done tried about, I don't know, 9 cornerbacks to go opposite of Diggs. Starting with Anthony Brown, Kelvin Joseph, Mackenzie Alexander, Nashawn Wright, Deron Bland, Tyrone Mullins. Now we're going with Xavier Rhodes.
Wow, y'all got him?
Yeah, we got Xavier Rhodes. The Buffalo Bills released him about 2-3 weeks ago. He was on the practice squad. They're getting him ramped up. And he's going to start today, Monday, as the number 2 corner, opposite of Diggs. Now, what he has going for him is he's one of our defensive, our senior defensive guy is a guy named George Edwards. He played for him at Minnesota. So Alexander. So they know the defense that they're running. So it's not like he's coming in here green and don't know what's the signals, what are we running. So he kind of knows what they're running. He was a number 1 draft pick. He's got a Pro Bowl and an All Pro to his credit. He's a credible corner. He is I think he is 20, 29, something like that. Um, maybe 30. He might be 30. He might be 30. So we're gonna see what he has left or whatever. But the key is teams throw the ball early on the Cowboys so they can get past the pass rush. Our corners have to hold up in order to give our defensive line and linebackers, whatever, if we send them, time to get there. If they get beat right off the snap of the football, we got no shot. But Brady just pick us apart. Okay. Um, so I look for us to, I look for Dak to bounce back. He didn't hurt all the naysayers. Dude throwing picks like, he throwing picks around like people throw quarters. He just throwing picks, man. Hey man, I throwing picks. I don't care. I missed one on one play, come right back to the same play, and let the same dude pick it and go six. Go, what the heck is going on here? All right. So I look for. I know he's heard all of the stuff, and people is like, Dan Orlovsky put him number 12 of the 14 quarterbacks that are in the playoffs, right above Skylar Thompson and Brock Purdy, right above them two. He's down at the bottom. So if Dak is the dude I think he is, he should bounce back. And so we'll see. I got the Cowboys by a whisker, by maybe 7, maybe 3.
Yeah, man, they're going up against the GOAT.
Yeah, I know.
I don't expect Tommy Tom to go down easy, man. That's Thomas Edward.
Patrick Williams.
In the day. I want to pick the Cowboys because I want them to shed that, to break through and shed that label of.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head too.
Yeah. I didn't like that loss last week. I thought that was a terrible loss.
Yeah.
It is not about the loss itself as much as it's about kind of the way they lost and the way they didn't execute and they didn't look like a team that was just going into the playoffs with a lot of confidence and momentum. It's a little worrisome, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, you get no pushback from me on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one game I'm kind of torn on, man, because a couple of weeks ago you asked me, I'm going Dallas all the way. I get Dallas to take that. But now that we're here, Dallas. Time to prove me right, man. Fred right and Cowboys Nation right. It's kind of like a must win, it feels like, for Dallas.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way, don't it?
It's something they need to do. They need to go there, down there, set a tone, win this game. Sort of stick Brady back in that temporary coffin, man. He'll punch out of it, figure out his next stop soon. But
right,
anytime you can get a win over GOAT Brady,
everybody know he's going to Vegas.
Yeah, let's see. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go Dallas, man. I'm not confident in it, and that's due to some things I've seen from them in the past few weeks. It's a little concerning, but I'll pick them, and I want them to break that barrier and get it done, man. So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like I said, I'm not real confident. I mean, as confident as a Cowboy fan can be after having saw what I saw last Sunday. That was I'm gonna be now. I said this. I did a video last night. And I picked Cowboys. I said I think I picked them to win 27-17 or something like that. Whatever. That loss last Sunday might have been the worst game I've seen the Cowboys play. And they've had some sorry teams. I've seen 1-15. All right. I've seen 1-15. I lived through 1-15. That was 1989 before you was born, TK. All right. I lived through that. Okay. That was a sorry team, but that team came and scrapped every game. That team I saw Sunday. I mean, the team had 15 possessions and was 3 and out on 10 of them. What are we doing here? That was probably the worst game I've seen a Cowboy team play. Like I said, I don't see some bad teams. I don't see 1-15. I don't see 3-13. I don't see 4-12. I don't see some bad seasons. Okay, that was a bad game they played. When you look at the opponent who they were playing, a rookie quarterback who'd never taken a freaking snap. Come on, dude. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's a loss. Like it like I said, usually I do a video midweek, to kind of like talk about it took me 4 or 5 more, 3 or 4 more days, man, to get the stench of the game off of me, man. I had to take 3 showers. Still was smelling. I'm like, ugh, stinky. Still go back to the shower, man. That's how bad that loss was. All right. But I gotta roll with my boys, man. I roll with them, but trust me, if they go in there and they get handled, how they got handled Sunday, it's some changes getting moved. It's gonna be some furniture moving. Believe that. It's gonna be some U-Hauls pulling up the houses.
Of
course, the U-Haul ain't never gonna move up to the house where it needs to be moving, but that ain't gonna never happen. But
never will.
Nah. We just putting nice fresh band-aids on wounds is what we're doing. Okay. Moving the deck chairs around on the Titanic. That's what we're doing. So I got Dallas, because I got to roll with them. You going with them because you want the end. You want because they getting lambasted on every talk show. Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah. Well, I would hope their motivation don't come from that. I don't know that athletes really watch a lot of these talking heads as much as they might assume. There's just so much out there, so opinionated. But just saying that to say, man, I hope their motivation, isn't being conjured up from Dan Orlovsky's opinion and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, man, y'all gotta do it for the fact that it's been a long time coming, man.
Oh yeah.
Long time coming for the seasoned veteran Cowboy fans like yourself.
Oh yeah.
Actually got a chance to witness the other side of it that made the Cowboys so prestigious in the first place. So
right. It's almost like you reading the book. Like when I talk to my son, it's almost like I gotta make something. Like it's almost like it's a fairy tale. Like it never happened. Like, dude, no, they used to be the jump, man. Trust me.
Yeah. Dude, trust me.
Yeah. That's Aesop's fables, or that's like those books, those that we call that stuff that you read. What do you call that stuff, man? Sort of like folklore. No, man. They ran the NFL, man, for a while. Oh, not the way I'm looking. I'm telling you, they did. That I ain't making this stuff up. There's
Yeah,
YouTube.
man.
There's YouTube videos. Okay, trust me. And we're playing on the road too. We haven't won a road playoff game in 30 years. 0-8.
Now's the time to do it.
Now's the time. And like I said, if it don't get done now, man, it's gonna be some people gonna be out of a job, and that's a shame. Like I said, because the narrative is there, and it's almost like folks forgot that they won 12 games. So. But anyway, man, that's all I got, man. We'll see what happens, man. Happy football Saturday and happy football Sunday. And watch your games, enjoy your games, get you a nice beverage, a nice protein of your choice, a pizza, a sandwich or something, and kick back, watch your games. It's cold where we living right now. That's why you see me with the hat still on in the house. But any parting words there, TK?
Happy football weekend to the good folks of Fred Ranch channel.
Yeah.
It's been real all season.
Hopefully your picks go as well as our picks, man. And we'll talk about next week. So, but that's all we got, man. Y'all take care. God bless. We'll catch you guys. Well, I'm gonna catch y'all. The rest of y'all, I'll catch y'all tomorrow Monday. Either I'm gonna be like, yeah, we got that, or I'm like, man, it's gonna be one of them two ways. So y'all gonna see me one of them two ways on Monday night about 11 o'clock. And I'm gonna have some news to tell you. Hopefully it's of the good variety. But that's all I got. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.